Well, good morning. It seems like it's been forever since I've talked to you. Yes. Not that you've really missed it or anything. I'm just saying that. I'm sure some of you have missed my interesting videos. Or at least I try to make them interesting. What can I say? Today I have a little music playing over here on the side because I have a new toy. This is a Bluetooth speaker that I bought, and I actually had it in the bathroom with me while I was getting ready, and I set it on the toilet because it can connect with my computer from the bathroom. So I was listening to music while I was in the bathroom getting ready. And it's funny because in the past, I'll always just turn on the radio. I'll run the YouTube through the TV and listen to it that way. You can hear the music off in the distance. And I got up and I was thinking, wait a minute. I can take my speaker in the bathroom with me because it's a Bluetooth speaker. And so, yeah, this has come in handy. I can't wait. I've actually had it at the rink, and I didn't have it turned up all the way. I've got to turn the Bluetooth volume on my phone up all the way, and then I've got to turn the speaker up all the way to be able to hear it while you're skating around the track. There's a lot of noise. So, yeah. I may actually just some night take my computer in because I can put out a lot more sound through the computer and just play it that way. So, what's been happening? Jeez. Last week was a rather momentous time for me. Mermaid. My mermaid cup. I went to the Planned Parenthood conference last week in Oklahoma City, and a couple of my friends who are also associated with Planned Parenthood, they're actually out in Seattle right now doing another conference. So, and I think this one is for the top level people. So they're all out in Seattle. I saw a posting from one of my friends who, she said, hey, here I am out in Seattle. I know she's with Planned Parenthood. And I know one of my teammates who is also associated with PP. I had heard that she had to leave on, I think it was Wednesday, to go to another thing, and makes sense, she's probably out there. So yeah, I've got that. Did that all last week. Last Friday was mostly travel. Last Sunday was a lot of travel. Did not get back into Harrisburg until midnight on Sunday, and then did not get back into my apartment until around, it was 12:30 or so. So by the time I got to bed, it was around 1 o'clock, and I had to get up and go to work the next morning. So, I had a long week. Yeah, the interesting thing was the week before, I spent 4 nights at the rink, and then traveled on Friday, did stuff on Saturday evening, did stuff on Friday evening, did stuff on Saturday, did stuff on Sunday through to the afternoon, traveled home, came back, worked, spent 4 nights at the rink. Last night was really the first night I kind of had off for 12 days, and I was falling asleep at 9 o'clock. I went out to get something to eat about 9. I came back about 10, and I was just doing everything I could to stay awake. It was just hard. So, yeah. You gotta love that. You gotta love that I do all this stuff. Oh boy, it really. Somebody even said, they go, you just spend so much time doing things. And it's like, yeah, I do. Because, I don't know, I guess somebody has to do them. And I've reached that point in my life where, you know, I feel I need to start giving back things. I need to get involved. And I've been somewhat politically involved all year in things. Now I'm kind of narrowing it down to what I'm going to do. But I do need to get back into the writing. I'm way behind. I literally have 2 TV recaps I gotta write tomorrow. Seriously, I'm like 2 weeks behind on getting my recaps out. And so I'm gonna do 2 tomorrow. I'll do 1 in the morning and I'll do 1 in the afternoon. And then I'll do another one on Tuesday, which will actually be the one from last week. And then probably, I want to say Thursday or Friday, I'll do the one that's I'm supposed to review for the show tomorrow. So I'll catch up. And the bitch of it is, you know, I'll be done recapping in like 2 weeks. So I gotta rush all this out. It's my own damn fault. But last week there was not going to be any writing, as you know. I've stated. I took about, you know, literally took about a week off of writing everything. And when you get to that point, sometimes it's hard to get back into it. Now, I did get back in and I wrote Thursday night. I wrote about 500 words. But I didn't write anything last night. I was just completely exhausted. This week has really just torn me out. And then today, I'm actually going to get breakfast after I record this video. I'm recording it now, and then while it's uploading, because it'll take about an hour to upload, I'm going to go out and get breakfast. So what you're actually seeing now is I recorded, went out to get breakfast while I was uploading, and then put the blog post together when I got back. And that's what you're seeing now. Because, man, I'm hungry too. I've just been starved. I'm going to try to get some writing in, but the thing of it is, I have an event, a derby event that I'm supposed to participate in, and I'm supposed to be there at 2 o'clock. Actually, I have to be there by like 1:30 because guess who's running it today? Yes, the person who would normally be doing the running, she's on vacation with her girlfriend. So she said, I'm giving you the shit. I know you can take care of this. I don't have to worry about you. Except I got to run out to the rink and try to get in at 1 o'clock to pick up a few things. Because that's the other thing. I got to double check to see where some of the stuff is. I know it's in the back. I have to see what I actually have in my car. And I have to get our banner. And I've got to contact somebody and say, hey, where's our banner in the back room? So I gotta run over to the rink at like 1 when they open and hit in the back room and grab the banner and then drive down to the park and set up merchandise tables and everything else. And that's the other thing. I need to contact somebody and just say, hey, you know, I was told we're gonna have a table. So we'll see how that works. But that's my day today. Oh, that's only part of my day because I'm only going to be there for 2.5 hours. It's what we're doing is they're opening a new skateboarding park in Steelton, which is just south of us, and we've been asked to be there. Because roller skating, skateboarding, kind of the same. There will be people there with skates. I had thought I'd take my skates and try this out, and I was like, nah, I don't think so. I'm supposed to be running the table. I'm not gonna go out there and bust my butt. But after that's over, I'm gonna close down about 4:30, pack everything up, and then I'm heading down to York to watch their bout, because they've got a bout at 6 p.m. and a couple of our players are in that bout. And then when that's done, I'll probably go to the after party. You know, because that's what derby women do. And you know, I'm allowed to come to the after party because why not? It's my sister team. York City Derby Dames is my sister team, so I'm allowed to go to the after party. I won't be participating, you know, with the other players. The last time I went down with Panzer and Devour, you have to love our names, came over and said, hey, you guys can party with us, and we're like, you know, nah, you guys play, you know, we're just participants, we were spectators, so, you know, unless we're NSO or actually active playing, you know, we're not gonna invade your space. And she was cool with that. So I'll probably do the same thing. If I go down there, I'll probably be off to the side and say, hey, I was just watching, you know, you guys, the party is for the players, you know. See what she says. We'll see. I should make the offer to see if they want me to film their bout. I may actually do that. I may actually shoot a message down there and say, do you need someone to film your bout? Because if you do, I'll bring my shit and I'll film for you. You know, it's not a problem. Because I'm always helpful. Because it's not like I don't have enough to do. So, what is happening with Annie and Carrie? The next scene that I'm getting into is Carrie's actually trying to transform back. And we're going through all the actually kind of scientific stuff. I had to do the thing where the cameras are all rolling and, you know, they're recording everything and Coraline's doing her things. The date is this, and the time is this. I am Dr. Coraline, you know, Gallagher, blah, 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 blah. You know, she has to go through all the official crap and say who's all present for this. And Carrie naturally is nervous because this is her first time to see if she can, actually, transition back. And, well, I'm not going to tell you what happens, but you can probably figure out that maybe the first time she's not going to be successful. The scene after this one, there's going to be something kind of unusual that I need to get into, and I kind of alluded that one of the things I've been hesitating on is coming up to this particular scene. And I've run into this issue in the past before. Whenever I have to deal with things that are kind of painful to the kids, it's really hard for me to write. It's like, I know what I have to write this. I know I have to do it. I know I have to put it down on paper. But you get this feeling where you just are kind of like, oh, don't really want to go here because it's going to be painful. It's going to put the kids in kind of a painful position. So, you know, I'm at that point where I'm dealing with it. I'm actually like, okay, well, I have to do this. You know, that's the thing that's going through my head. I have to write this, so quit fooling around with it. It's kind of like an issue I've been having in Derby. One of the things I've been struggling with of late are crossovers, and that's when you're going into a turn and you bring your right foot over in front of your left foot and you push off hard with your left foot. If you've ever watched speed skating, you'll know what I'm talking about, because you'll see speed skaters doing it all the time. And I've been kind of struggling with it. I've been struggling with it a bit, simply because it's really the secret to having a lot of speed on the track. If you can do your crossovers, you can get an enormous amount of speed. You need that for your 27.5. And if I want to be a jammer, I need that too, because I need to get around the track fast. You know, you want to be able to do a lap in like 12 seconds if you have to. So you kind of need that. And I've been struggling with it. And one of the comments I made the other night was, I felt as I was going into the turn, I was actually kind of afraid to attempt a crossover. Like, why? Why am I afraid to try to cross over? Is it I'm worried I'm going to fall? Gee, I've fallen enough. The other night I fell like 5 times doing stuff, which is, as we like to say, if you're not falling, you're not trying. And part of it is, you know, I've had people who've been critiquing my form for like the last 2 weeks, because they really do want me to get my crossovers down. Because the sooner I get my crossover, the sooner I get my 27.5, the sooner I certify, the sooner I get on the roster. And that's really kind of what they want. So I've been pushing myself, but I've got this mental thing going on. And I said, you know, I felt as if possibly I was overthinking things a little too much. And the coach down there in York, she said the same thing. She says, yeah, it's possible your mind is just messing with you. When I did it Thursday night, the woman who was coaching us for the Freshies, I said, you know, can I show you? And I went around the track, and as I came in to do my crossover, she stopped me, and, you know, when I came over, she says, I could see it on your face. You're thinking about doing it. She goes, don't, just do it. And later, she made everybody get off. She says, okay, I want you to just do a big circle here. And I was doing a big circle. I got down low and started doing my crossovers and stuff. And it's really amazing how fast I was getting it. And for about 4 or 5 strides, I had crossovers going. And then you kind of come out of it because you're going so damn fast. You really are. And she said, you know, your form was great. You're getting your foot over. You're getting the push off on the left. And I said, man, but I came out of it because I was going so fast. She goes, that's because you're doing it right. She goes, that's the thing. When you've got your crossovers perfect, when you've got them right, you pick up an enormous amount of speed going around in a circle. And she said, yeah, you know, you looked good. Give it, you know, keep working on it, keep working on it. You'll have, you know, your 27.5 in no time. But part of the thing that's going on there is you're spending too much time thinking about it and not doing it. And that's kind of what's happening with this upcoming scene. I'm spending all this time thinking about what I'm going to write, and I know what I'm going to write. And it makes you hesitant. And I found in the past when I hit this point, the only thing to really do is just say stop thinking about it and actually get to the point where you write it and just let it come. And like I said, I've run into this before. Whenever I've had to write something that was emotionally charging for Carrie, I've had a difficult time writing it. I've had that happen too with Annie, a couple of things, where she's, you know, been stung. It's kind of hard to hurt them, even though you have to sometimes. And there's plenty of times in this novel I'm going to hurt them. And this is going to be one of those situations where there's going to be a bit of pain involved in what's about to happen. Hurting them physically is not as hard as hurting them mentally. Although I had a lot of hesitation when I wrote the Link Bridge battle. Because I knew, you know, I'm sitting there thinking about it. It's like, oh my God, you know, Annie's going to break her arm and Carrie's going to get messed up pretty bad, all this other stuff. And you feel sorry for them. But at the same time, you have to do this. You have to put it down on, you know, paper, computer paper, whatever you want to call it. I've actually spoken with other writers who have said the same thing, that when they get into something that is going to affect their characters in a detrimental fashion, that sometimes it's real hard for them to write the work. And it's not just us who run into that issue. A lot of writers I have heard run into the same issue. I'm just looking for music here. Hold on. I know. You're supposed to be talking to us, Cassidy. No, I'm looking for music. Sorry. Yeah. I'm such a scum. One of the most famous incidences I know, and this goes back to Japanese manga, was in the manga Silent Mobius, which was a favorite of mine that was written during the 90s, and I think it finished up in the early 2000s. I'd have to check. I think it actually was written in the 80s and into the 90s. I take that back, because the first time I saw an anime of it was in the early 1990s. And it went through several volumes, and then it got down to the last two volumes, and the author, Azumi Akai, took forever getting the last two volumes of the manga out. It just seemed like he was dragging his feet. And the story I had heard was, you know, why did it take you so long to finish the story? It seemed like he got the first 2/3 of it, first 3/4 of it done rather quickly. And there's, I think, like, I want to say like 13 volumes to the graphic novel. And then, like, the last 2 or 3 volumes, I took like 4 years or so to do. And the comment he had was, I knew I was going to have to hurt my characters, and it was just too hard to do. So he was sort of like, yeah, I had to screw with him, I had to mess him up, and I just didn't want to do it. It just hurt too much. So I took my time doing it. And yeah, he basically was having difficulty sitting down and producing the panels because of what he knew was coming. You know, he knew what was happening in the story. And he couldn't handle it. It was just too much for him. So, I don't think George R.R. Martin has that problem. He just probably, fuck it, time to kill this guy. We give George a lot of shit about all the people he's killed in Game of Thrones. but historically, he's not doing anything that hasn't already happened in history. And like he says, a lot of what he's written about in Game of Thrones, he's actually taking from historical precedents. You know, there's stuff like this that has actually occurred. So he's not, you know, just making shit up out of whole cloth. You know, there was a lot of incest. There was a lot of rape. There was a lot of murder and plundering and all that other crap. The Red Wedding was actually based on 2 different events that happened in history. One of them, I believe, was a rather famous incident that occurred in Scotland, where, yeah, everybody was invited to a castle and they were basically killed. Under the pretense that it was, they were having a dinner to set up a truce between their clans, and when they got the clan inside the, you know, what am I going to say here? Got him inside the castle, and they had him sat down for dinner. They locked the doors and killed them all. Yeah. So, we can't really give George too much shit. Well, we can. A lot of people will. You know, he's 70 years old, and he's like, I've got 3 more novels to write for Song of Ice and Fire, and everybody's like, sure. Personally, I think he's got them written. He's just jerking us around right now. But, yeah, I'm sure I'm not the only writer who, when they're doing stuff to their characters who they love, finds themselves in a position of just, I can't hurt them. It's hard to do stuff that's going to embarrass them or hurt them or something like that. But sometimes you have to, you know. Sometimes you have to hurt your little darlings. The thing is, I know when Annie and Carrie die, and I don't know if I'll ever get around to writing it, but I do know when they die. It won't be pleasant. It won't, really, it won't. I already know all the details of their death, so it won't be pleasant. Yeah, poor kids. But at the same time, you know, they're having such a great life now. If you know, subtract the psychological and emotional torture that one of them's going through. I know, I'm just being a bitch. So here it is, 9 o'clock. I've been talking for almost 30 minutes now. And a lot of it, I can't even say it's talking, it's more like just free verse rambling. So, you know, I think this is almost as good a place to stop as any. Keep looking down at my time here. So I will actually, tomorrow, I will start doing the excerpts again. And this will actually force me to get back into writing a few hundred words every day so that I can do this. So I will get back into publishing the excerpts tomorrow. I'll try to do some writing today. Try is the operative word. You know, I will have time. I'll probably be back here about an hour, so I will have time to do writing. I will try to get 500 or 600 words in today before I launch into my busy day of look at all the shit I have to do. My life. I went from spending all my time sitting in my apartment writing and watching television now and then to I'm hardly ever home anymore. Seriously. So I will let you go. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you have a good day. And hey, welcome fall. It's here. Let's enjoy it. Get out the leggings and the Ugg boots. Take care. Bye.